How are you guys doing? Welcome back to another video here on this channel. Today we are going to look at the current state of the DAO Maker launchpad. How is the project doing near the end of 2022/early 2023? Is DAO Maker still profitable in this bear market? What's the current state of the tiered system, the KYC, the project, the returns, etc.? We're going to look at the whole thing. If that's what you're interested in, stay tuned. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me again today. As always, true Digits Club fashion, we're going to go over this as quick as possible to give you guys all the value you need in as little time as possible. Before we do, however, please make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. It really does help, and I really do appreciate that. Do it for the algo, and of course, I'm not a financial advisor. So do your own due diligence, perform your own research. Let's get started. So DAO Maker, arguably one of the biggest launchpads out there. They've been around for a while, are very popular, huge in returns, also quite expensive, respectively, compared to other launchpads out there. Now, what we want to see is if the price that you have to pay to get into DAO Maker still relevant compared to how much profits you can make with DAO Maker right now. So to start this how is DAO Maker right now review, we move over to the tiered system. So here are the most up-to-date tiers that we are able to find about DAO Maker. So we have tranche 0 all the way till 5. Now this is the tiered system. As you can see here, users allocate the required amount of DAO power to the project they want to participate in. Users then enter a lottery to win the allocation. The more DAO power allocated to a particular show, the better the chance of winning. More DAO power means getting into a higher tranche of the lottery. So here are the tranches, 5 to 1999, all the way up to 50,000. Pause the video if you want to look at it. And yeah, that is basically just how much you're gonna have to be staking. Now here are the tiers. So the first tier is still 2,000 DAO, which currently, as of right now, is going for $1.77 US. Quick calculation for you guys, that is 2,000 times 177 it was, right? Yeah, 177. And that means that the very first tier, as of right now, is worth $3.5 thousand US. Now, to compare it a little bit to reviews made by the Digits Club before, when DAO Maker was performing in the bull market, we saw that the first tier was more than $10,000. This is easy to see as we move over to the CoinMarketCap, and we can see here that at the all-time highs, DAO Maker was around $7, right? If we were to do the same calculation, that would be 7 times 2,000, we would already see $14,000 for the first tier. So respectively, DAO Maker is quite cheap at the moment to get into. So compared to the rest of the other all-time lows, we saw here that DAO Maker once was at $1.2, and that is for the most part, and over here around 1.2, but for the rest, this 1.7 point is definitely one of the lowest points that the DAO Maker token has ever reached. So that is what it is right now. So apart from a couple of other moments in time, this is the cheapest moment to get the DAO tokens and to get your tier. So we're going to talk a lot about this graph. Right now that we had a brief discussion about what is DAO Maker and how do the tiers look, now we can really talk about the price. And this is the most important part, right? The DAO Maker price prediction and just the current state of the token as a whole. So looking at this token, right, what we can see if we zoom all the way out is that compared to all of the highest all-time highs and just the overall course of the token, we can see that right now it is in one of the lowest lows it has been. Clearly that is because of the bear market, so it's not something that DAO Maker has done wrong per se, right? It's not that the token is down because they made a big FUD or there's something going on. It's the bear market, all launchpads are down, and therefore the DAO Maker token is down also. So the real question that we have to ask ourselves is DAO Maker going to go up in the future? If the answer is yes, buy. Right? It is that simple if you really think about it. If right now it is cheap, so if we can make the assessment that it is likely to go up again, then it is a no-brainer. Buy, right? That is how simple it is. So really what we're going to look at right now is what are the realistic odds of the DAO Maker token going up? Now, as you can see at this chart, right? it doesn't look like this is going to be the highest point Daomaker will reach, and after that it's going to be downwards. Like, we are at a low. So we've seen Daomaker go up once, twice, 3, 4, 5, and here 6, and theoretically 7. So 7 times Daomaker token went down and up. So 7 times the same pattern has been repeating itself again and again and again and again. So seeing that we are at such a low price right now, couldn't we make the assessment that it is nearly inevitable that another bull run will hit and therefore the token will go up? Well, yes, theoretically, we can make that assessment. Now, if we move in a little bit more detail, the real question is going to be, is this the lowest entry point that we're going to be able to find? Or if we wait longer, can we find the token at an even lower price? Now, to be honest with you guys, unpopular opinion, doesn't really matter. I mean, look at this scale, right? We can see here, this is where the token is right now. Whether we buy here or we buy at here, right? It's not a big difference compared to these peaks. So really, because we've already established, right? It's not financial advice, it's speculation, but likely when the bull run hits, we're going to see highs like this, right? Not peaks like this, peaks like that. So whether we get into the market here at 1.4 or at 1.7 is not really relevant, right? What is relevant is in the bull run, the price is going to go up, and therefore buying right now would be a safe bet. Now again, do your own due diligence, right? Think about it for yourself, make your own decisions. But in my opinion, that would be the best way to go. The price is inevitably going to go up. It has done that the whole time, every single time. So therefore, it is a quite easy prediction to say, hey, the price could easily go up again to around $6. So that is again my personal price prediction, and there's my personal strategy with Daomaker. But what about the token utility? What are the projects looking like right now? We're going to look at that right now, see how have the most recent projects performed investment-wise, and we're going to look at the upcoming projects. So how the projects looking that are going to be launching soon. So we see here Daomaker, again, very simple. Click on products and there you go to fundraising. And just like that, you're in the launchpad. Very simple stuff. Again, well, very simple. I'm already here. That's how simple it was. So looking at the upcoming projects first. We're seeing Skepcoin, Web3 Games, Mule Network, Engine of Fury, Codified, Omnia, and Themis. Those are a lot of projects that are going to be launching. They're all to be announced though, apart from Skepcoin, that registration is going to open 3 days from now. So we're going to look at these projects to see how interesting they really are. Keep in mind though, lots of projects in the pipeline. That is a good thing, especially in this bear market where it's quite difficult to have that many projects in the pipeline. So let's look at these. So here we have the Skepcoin. Right, this is the project in question, and as we can see over here, scrolling down a little bit, we have all of the information regarding the project and the launch. They actually have a referral link. I'm trying to get this pop-up to go away, but it's not leaving me alone. Very sketchy. All right, so the public round and the stronghold offer, they're going to be happening in 2 days from now. When you're watching this video, it's going to have already happened. That's not very relevant though. Let's look at how the project looks. Of course, Daomaker gives a complete overview of the project. So you'll have, well, everything you need to know right there. Moving over to the website, we can see that it's looking a bit Japanese anime type style. The largest creator commission platform in Japan. What is Scep? Scep is a Japanese commission platform with over 113,000 native creators. The marketplace connects a global base of Japanese art and content enthusiasts with native talent. Scap has recorded 10 to 20% month-on-month growth. This has propelled on the platform to a 100x adoption growth, and the curve continues. So definitely looking like a very bullish project, as in it is growing a lot recently in numbers of users, numbers of requests, accepted requests, transaction volume. It's looking like a professional website, right? And it has a very cool initiative as well, right? Bringing Japanese art, whether that is in the form of, art or content, together with the people that enjoy it most. So it's pretty cool and it's looking really pretty. And this is one of the most recent launches on DAO Maker. So definitely doesn't look too bad. They also have Web3 games and Mio Network. I haven't actually heard anything around the Mio Network. The Web3 games project is only going to do a raise of 245k, which isn't that much for DAO Maker. Also here in Codified, 150k, here 100k, definitely not very big raises. So those are the projects that are in the pipeline right now for DAO Maker. Now let's take a look at some of the projects that have happened recently since the past couple of months. So the first one of that will be Bfitter. Bfitter has had an all-time high of 15.8x, which in a bear market is an incredibly good return. It was featured on Redcard, GameFi, DAO Maker, and on Gate.io startup. Now, right now, the ROI is still at a 1.29x, meaning that regardless of the vesting schedule, the investors made good returns. Over here at the TGE, they made very beautiful returns, and still right now, if they're still vesting, they're still making returns on their investment. Only 12% at TGE, meaning 12% of their tokens did a 15x. Then there was a 90-day cliff, which is actually quite a lot, and then 4% monthly. So not too crazy returns if you look at the vesting schedule, right? A 15.8x might be very huge if you look at it from the first glance, but keep in mind only 12% of their tokens did a 15x. After that, they were selling their tokens. This was in July, so they are still on the 90-day cliff. So yeah, that means that they're starting vesting soon. And when they will, right now, it will be around a 1.29x. So if the price continues to be like that, it will be profitable. If not, it could go down TGE price. They would still have the vast majority of their tokens to go. So we cannot make a clear judgment of this project just right now, but the all-time high is definitely looking quite bullish. And as of right now, still above TGE price. So an okay project here on Bfitter. Then we have another project that has launched on DAO Maker. This is Amazi. This was super bullish. It was featured on both Seedify and DAO Maker. So we see the all-time high at 24x in a bear market is just incredible. You don't see that often at all. Very bullish on that, and even right now it is still at a 5.22x, or if you participated in the private round, a 6 or a 7.8x, or even a 10x at the pre-sale. So very good project overall. It wasn't a very big raise, only a 250k from DAO Maker. It's also of course because other rounds were also funded here. So yeah, a really good project here. This was 13th of July. So from the time of recording this video, that wasn't that long ago. So another great project facilitated by DAO Maker that had very good results in recent times. Moving forward, we do see DAO Maker having some less fortunate projects as well, especially in the bear market. It happens to the best of us, even to DAO Maker. So here we see the all-time high. Did make a profit, 2.3x, but then it went down to a 0.67x. Not that pretty, depending on what round you participated in, of course. Let's look at this one. Very big raise, 750 and here 1.5, so very big raises here. We see a 15% at TGE, so that was a 2x, and then a 2-month lock. So that means that the token is still on lock right now. So the vesting is still yet to begin and the token is already down to 33%. So this is certainly not a very good project, unless of course the price is going to shoot up later down the line. I'm not sure. The project doesn't look that bad, and DAO Maker is very good at doing their due diligence. So maybe it might, but on first glance, it definitely doesn't seem like one of the elite projects. So there's also bad projects out there. Keep that in mind. Then we have one more project to look at, which is the BBS network. Let me keep this family friendly. This was also not the best project. Look at the vesting schedule. 20% was released at TGE, which gave a 7x, which is really good. Then 10% at a quarterly basis at a 0.45x. So that is also overall, all things considered, a either breaking even or at a slight loss. It's not a devastating loss, right? Because you had a 7x at TGE and 20% was released at TGE. So there's a lot of profits made there, and this 0.45x for the rest of your tokens is basically evened out by the fact that you had such a big all-time high. So it's okay, but definitely no profits were made in this project either. So that's around a 50-50 as of right now. 50% of the projects do good, 50% do bad. But what we can see is that the 50% that do bad do kind of bad, and the 50% that do well do really well. So thus far, very bullish on the DAO Maker projects, the ones that are coming up, but also the ones that have happened. We're in a bear market, so you're always going to see projects that don't do as well. Even DAO Maker, you're going to have those as well. What we really have to look at is, considering the circumstances, how well are they performing? And DAO Maker is still on top of its game, performing very well, given the circumstances. So that is all very bullish. Let's now move over to the current holders of the token. And then we are going to move over to the current community and Twitter engagement over on DAO Maker. So let's get into that. Starting with the holders. Currently, almost 15,000 people are holding the DAO token. Now again, yes, this is a lot, but for instance, compared to, you would have expected more. But the thing is, that is also because the DAO Maker token is so expensive and relatively, and the tiers require so many stake to DAO that you're only going to get the more bigger investors, right? And you don't have that many people that are able to spend that much money. So 15,000 is actually quite a lot. Also a lot of transfers, 350,000. Looking at the holders though, this is all contracted. So those are locked up. Qcoin. So over here start the real investors. So we have a couple of people holding a couple 100K. Look at this. These are all holders that are holding hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of DAO. So over here, all the way down here at place 100, we're still looking at people holding nearly 50K. Look at this, all still well above $10,000. It takes us all the way up to the 210th holder or so to finally find people holding less than $10,000 worth of DAO. So what we can immediately see is that there's still, after all this time, a lot of big investors that are holding huge amounts of DAO tokens, which is good and bad. I mean, if you have a lot of big whales, that can influence the price a bit more, but at the end of the day, what it really does is it shows that these big seasoned investors are trusting all of their money in DAO Maker. Now, again, you have to do your own due diligence, right? So it's not just if other people do it, oh, then I guess it's good, we'll do it as well. But it is a good indicator. So these people that have put their money into DAO Maker, they're still here, which is a very good sign. The token is still being transactioned, transferred, and all that quite frequently. So the token is overall looking quite healthy. All right, with that out of the way, let's move forward into their Twitter, see how active the community still is during this bear market. Twitter has 370,000 followers. Comes as no surprise to most of you, DAO Maker is one of the biggest launchpads out there, if not the biggest. So huge Twitter, obviously. They post frequently, obviously. 24th of August here about their new IDO Scap coin. An hour ago, retweeting Chris Zaknoon. Today's a big one. Lots of engagements on their tweets. Here, for instance, last day of the week, let's make it count, right? It doesn't really say anything. It's just a little engagement and people are just loving it, right? So the community is still very much active and very much supportive. Here another tweet, just checked to see what's going on. Nothing has changed. DAO Maker is still the #1 launchpad. So here they see the average ROI as of right now for DAO Maker is 1.58, which is higher than both Polkastarter and BSC pad. All-time high ROI, also higher, much more TGEs, and the total raise is far higher. So DAO Maker continues to be one of the best launchpads. I do notice that they didn't put Seedify in there. Seedify clearly being a bigger contester in terms of launchpads than BSC pad is, right? So I think that if you put Seedify on there, that you might see DAO Maker being a little bit more rivaled, but yeah, clearly they are better than Polkastarter and BSC pad, and they're bigger also. We knew that, but it's still good to see what the current ROI and the all-time high ROI and the total amounts of TGEs are. So that's the stats that DAO Maker is rocking right now. It's still super bullish. So yeah, I mean, overall, very active on their Twitter. So to make my final judgment call, right, what have we seen in this review of the current state of the DAO Maker launchpad? DAO Maker is still rocking it. The price is basically at one of its all-time lows it has ever been, but still they are launching. They have good ROI, engaged with the community, super strong foundation. DAO Maker is likely going to skyrocket up in price like they have done countless of times before. So right now could be a great time to enter. The token is destined to go up in price, but it already has a lot of utility right now. The projects are roughly 50-50. 50% are making profits and the other 50% are making slight non-profits, right? So for a bear market, those are some great results. Now, that is my conclusion. DAO Maker is looking great. Right now is an amazing time to get in. Now keep in mind, it's not financial advice. Make your own decisions, but that is my final conclusion on DAO Maker. So we're going to revisit DAO Maker later on down the line. So if that is what you're interested in, please make sure to like and subscribe. So for now though, thank you so much for joining in. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao, ciao. See you later.